how important is it to have like some strong mentorship, some strong coaching, in your business?
It's really, really important. I highly recommend having a mentor, because they hold you accountable, but then also you can go to them and talk about your frustrations and the ebbs and flows of the business, like you were saying, because no really, like, you could talk to, like, your friends and family and whatnot, but a lot of times most of your friends and family are in corporate America, so they don't really understand the mindset that you have to have as being an entrepreneur and having your own business, whereas your mentor, they're in the industry that you are in, so they will be able to guide you and kind of talk you down off the ledge, and they won't allow you to quit. You may be getting to that point where, I'm just going to throw in the towel, and then they're the ones kind of reeling you back in to say, reminding you of your why are you in this to begin with. And having a strong why is also crucial to having your own business. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're out here selling lollipops on the corner, you got to have a strong why, because it may be days where people aren't going to buy your lollipops. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a strong why. You got to have a mentor, and you got to be plugged in, be around the people who are like-minded.
Absolutely. What are, from a mindset component, I think that's so important. I mean, one of the things about the insurance industry, financial services, the mentorship component is not only are you learning about, legislation or products or solutions that you can, bring to your clients, but you're also getting a lot of personal development as well. Mm-hmm. And in addition to the professional development, what are some of the mindset kind of tips or tools, or what kind of mindset do you think is required to really, sustain and be successful in this business?
Well, you got to be consistent, and you have to be able to starve your distractions. Now, for me, I always say I'm a work in progress, because the personal development is just an ongoing thing. It's daily, it's monthly, it's yearly, it's hourly, it's ongoing. You never get to the point where you say, you know what, I done learned all that I could learn. I'm good. I got everything under control, because that's not the case. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, but you gotta stay positive. You gotta stay consistent, and it's all about planting seeds. Like, you may meet with a client, and you may not close that client that day. You may not get any business that day, but you planted seeds, right? And so you have to follow up. And I know that I'm working on this with my follow-up game, because I gotta get that down. That follow-up is so crucial. And it's, that's all part of it, following up, being consistent, and doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so then that way, people will remember you. So if you're on social media and you're doing videos, you gotta be, all on point, like, if you're gonna do videos, like, I'll record 10 videos and then schedule them, and then I'll have them come out, on a daily basis. And that takes discipline, and it takes, and just being an entrepreneur, you gotta be disciplined, you gotta be focused, and you gotta be consistent. I would say those are the three top things that you gotta really master and become good at. And it's not gonna be something that's gonna occur overnight. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you, I've been in this business since 2018, and I still have to work at being disciplined, being focused, being consistent, because there's so many distractions all around. I have a son, he's 25. I have he has a cat. I just got a puppy. I got a husband. Everybody needs attention. You know what I mean? And then even so, like it's funny because I will be like in my office for hours, getting in work. And then I'll have to say to myself, you know what? I need to go check on my husband. I got to make sure he all right. He just got off work. I got to see about him. You know what I mean? So, because I don't want nothing to fall through the cracks. So I always go back to discipline, focus, and consistency.
Discipline, focus, and consistency. Those are nuggets right there. Those
yeah.
are jewels. Those are jewels. So, as you mentioned, the balance of all things, right?
Yeah.
Even experiencing, the peaks and valleys, what this business brings. What keeps you motivated? What is it that hits the trigger, or that hits the gas pedal for you, where when you're in a space where you're like, hey, I don't know, and it kind of brings you back on track, brings you back to your focus, back to your why?
Well, I would say when I think about my family, and I think about, my mother, my grandmother, and especially my mother, because my mother she lives in a senior facility, and she's an active senior, but she's still working, she's working part-time and everything. And I really want to give her like a better life in her golden years. I want to I want to give her a better life. And I want to break that cycle of poverty in my family. Like I said, we had entrepreneurs in our family, but they didn't really understand how money works. And so they made a lot of financial decisions that weren't the best. And, they wind up, passing away broke, or they're, in a situation where they don't have, any long-term care, so they had to liquidate their assets to be able to afford to live in a senior facility, and then too, I want to retire my husband. He's been with the post office for a lot of years, and I would, I want to retire him, so he can, we can enjoy life together, and then I have this vision. I want this retirement house where I have enough room for my mother to come and live, where she can just, relax and, drink her wine and sit outside and just, enjoy life. I'm just a firm believer in enjoying life, because life is really, really short. And if we are in this, we're in this rat race where we're just, it's work 9 to 5, get off work. And when you're off work, you're so drained, where it just takes all of your energy, and I'm not saying anything about, bad about corporate America, no, but at the same time, I spent years, I've been working since I was 17 years old. My first job was flipping burgers at Burger King, right? At $3.35 an hour, you know what I mean? Back in the 90s. I'm aging myself, but I don't care. But it's true, because and I've been working ever since. And it's like, okay, what do you have? Everything when you talk about taxes, the tax code is set up for investors and business owners, and even though it's, tax evasion is illegal, yes, but avoiding taxes is not, and the people who can take advantage of those loopholes, those little, all of those little nuggets that the tax code has are business owners and investors. So you're kind of, I don't want to say you're kind of screwed, but at the same time, you're paying more taxes when you work a 9 to 5 job. You may love your job and you may make great money, but at the end of the day, you're not keeping all of your money because you're giving it all, to the IRS. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I want the quality of life. I want to be able to get up and go. If I want to go to Cancun tomorrow, it's just a matter of me packing a bag. I want that kind of flexibility instead of, oh, okay, well, I gotta get my vacation time and I only got 2 weeks or I only got 3 weeks. So then I gotta, it's all this plotting and planning, when you could just say, let's make the reservation. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? And I want to experience being able to fly in a private jet. I just want that experience. I want to be able to just get on the plane, forget about security, just go right to the plane and get on and just go. I just want to experience that at least once in my life, so that's what I like to do. That's what I want to, that's what I get out of it.
That's very accessible.